everybody. Welcome back to The Drop. I am Karina. This is my dad, John Arana.
Hey.
And we're so excited to be here with you again, and excited to share today's topic with you. We've been talking about protecting families, and just kind of being intentional with creating the type of family you want, really, the type of marriage you want, the type of family culture you want in your home. And this is a really important thing during the times that we live in, because there's a lot of stuff attacking the family, attacking marriages, attacking kids, and and so it's our responsibility, the mom and dad, whatever, it's your responsibility to protect your family.
Yep, absolutely.
To protect your marriage, and it has to be intentional. So
I think a lot of people, and I remember when I got married, I didn't understand any of this. I didn't.
Well, no one really teaches
Nobody
you this.
teaches you any of this, and you get married and you think, man, I'm doing the right thing. I got the right intentions. Everything should work out.
Yeah.
Because I got the right intentions.
Everything just going to be good?
Everything is just going to be nice and wonderful. You realize, whoa, what an awakening!
Oh my gosh, yes, and I remember getting married, and growing up as a young girl, you see all these movies and fairy tales and Disney movies, and you're like, oh, the prince, and oh this, and oh that, and you this is what you grow up seeing. You see your own parents too, but you think like, oh, that's my parents.
That's my parents. They have to work it out.
And so you go into marriage sometimes thinking this certain way.
This is not the way I saw it.
Yeah, and then reality kicks in. You're like, wait, man, I have to work at this. I have to put effort. I have to think ahead and be intentional.
Yeah.
And it's important in all aspects.
It's interesting because it takes work, and it takes self-control. It takes discipline. It takes loving the other person, growing in that love. Because, sometimes we are committed to do the other person right. Yeah. But that doesn't mean we have all the skills to actually always carry it out.
That's very true.
And so sometimes, even though, though sometimes we're committed for life, we have a hard time expressing that and getting in that groove. Mm-hmm. And, one of the things that I had no expectation whatsoever in terms of family is that when I got married, had kids, then my kids were growing up. I had no concept of, we're all eating too much, or we're not eating too much, But then I went to the other extreme. Yeah. I'm a vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian.
I remember that.
And then
you were a pescatarian.
Then I was a pescatarian.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And then I was carnivorous.
Yeah. Only meat and veggies. But it's
finding that rhythm.
Yeah, and it's a journey, I think, in growing as a person, individual, but also with your family, of learning how to create. This episode we're kind of talking about a value of self-control and discipline within the family.
Exactly.
And I think the biggest thing is, as a adult, you have to model that first. Yeah. If you're not modeling that, then it no matter how much you talk to your kids about it just won't be passed down.
No.
This is just self-control and discipline is something that you learn from watching your parents do it. Yeah. And then,
or not do it.
Yeah, exactly. And so you have to learn to have that for yourself. Yeah. And then you can begin to implement those things within your family.
Well, I remember the only one thing that, besides those different episodes that I had about eating, was the only thing my dad was very clear about is that if you were going to have cookies, it was going to be 3. And only 3.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say, why 3? Why
3?
Not 4?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, because I say 3. Yeah. So then I did that to you guys,
You did.
too.
I was just going to say. And I tell my kids the same thing. I mean, unless it's like a really big cookie, but like Oreos, you know, like no more than 3.
You get 3.
3 is good. 3 is good, you know. And but look at that. Your dad taught you that.
Crazy, and I pass it on.
You taught me that, and now I teach my kids.
Now his great grandkids.
Yeah, and it's not a bad little like rule of thumb.
No,
for
it's
cookies,
not.
You
It's
know?
not.
3
No, it's a
cookies
good one.
Is good, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember one time you. You told me something.
What?
So I remember in elementary school, I loved the ramen noodle soup.
Oh yes, I remember that.
I loved them so much, and I would come home.
Yes.
And I would make ramen. When I was old enough, I would make it myself. And I remember you telling me one time, you know, this ramen is actually for 2 people. The package, and it is on the back.
Really?
You said it says serving size 2.
For 2, okay.
And you were like, you're eating a whole package all on your own, you know. And I was a kid, you know.
Yeah.
And so I remember you telling me that, and I remember thinking like, oh, this is for 2 people, you know, like I probably shouldn't eat the whole package if it's for 2 people,
right,
you know. But those are little things that like you would teach me, and that you realize as a kid, if no one tells you, you realize as a kid, oh, I have to have self-control. Yeah. You know, I can't just, you know.
Eat whatever I want anytime I want.
Yeah. I even told Grace last night, I forgot what it was. I made bacon wrapped jalapenos.
Ooh.
So she doesn't like the jalapenos, but she likes the bacon.
Oh, no. She doesn't like the whole bacon wrap together?
No. So she kept unwrapping the bacon and just eating the bacon. I was like, whatever, at least she's getting protein, you know. And so, but she had hers, but then she kept going to the pan and unwrapping the ones.
The other ones.
And so I finally told her, I was like, Grace, you've had enough.
You're done.
And I was like, and I told her, just because it's there, doesn't mean you should eat it.
Right.
You have to learn to balance what you eat.
That's good.
And she was like, oh, I know, Mom.
Why can't I eat whatever I want as much as I want?
Yeah, but
why not?
These are these constant disciplines that we have to put out there for ourselves and for
and
our
I think,
family.
you know, self-control and discipline, you know, may seem like how important are those to a healthy family? Big time. Big important.
Huge.
And I think it's also one of the ways in which we all develop character.
Yeah.
You know, just because there's 3 double cheeseburgers available doesn't mean I should eat all 3.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Just because I could spend $1,000 doesn't mean I should go and do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Also, how do you develop that self-control? I say it's only through renewing your mind, but also learning to live connected to your values, to what God wants for you. And if you're connected with that reference point, then it's going to be easier to say no because you have a deeper yes.
Right. No, that's so good. And I was just going to say that is a huge thing to help children connect with.
Yeah.
You know, what it is like, it's the why. We do or why we don't.
Yes.
You know,
that's more important.
So anything that we try to push with our kids, like anything related to eating and exercising, it's never about, well, you don't want to get fat.
Oh.
You know, I've heard parents say that to their kids.
I know
you keep
that.
eating that, you're going to get fat. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Or I've heard parents say, you look like a fat slob.
Yeah.
I'm going like, oh my gosh, you have no idea how you're destroying this kid.
And so ours is always connected to health.
That's good.
You exercise because it's good for your heart, it's good for your body.
That's
and
good.
a byproduct is your body will change.
Sure.
You want to eat healthy because what you put in your body, it affects your skin, it affects your hair, it affects your face,
your energy level. You want to feel good.
You know, it affects your body. You know,
That's
so
good.
we try to make this connection of this is why we do and this is why we don't.
Yeah.
And that goes with emotional things too.
Yeah.
You know, like teaching your kids self-control emotionally.
Yeah.
is a really big thing. And Leo, he's a very sweet boy. He's very sensitive. He's very feeling.
Yeah.
But he's also very, very Italian, and his temper can fly.
Mamma mia!
Really like really fast. And so I remember one day he got really mad about something, and he stormed outside to the back, and I see him pick up a bucket, and he took the bucket, and he went like, ah, and he chunked it out, and he threw it, and then he went over and he kicked it, and he was really, really mad.
Wow.
So I'm watching him, and I'm like, okay, he's angry, he's mad, he's
angry,
processing,
he's upset.
Doesn't know what to do with all the
Right.
stuff he's feeling.
Sure.
So he's out there. So I let him get it out, but then I went and I talked to him, and I was like, look, you can't do that when you're angry.
Yeah.
And here's why.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing is you're not controlling your body.
Yeah.
And one day you could do that and it could accidentally hurt a person.
Yeah.
And then
Or himself too.
Then you're going to feel really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
And so here's what you can do when you feel this angry.
Yeah.
Go run around the block.
That's
get on
good.
your bike and ride as fast as you can down the street. You know, and so I taught him, here's how you control.
How to handle
I'm not
it.
going to punish
How to
him.
respond.
Punish
Yeah.
him for those emotions because
Sure.
he's having emotions. I got to
Sure.
teach him what to do with it.
Yeah.
That's
good.
teaching
That's
self-control. And what do I do with
That's
this?
good.
You know,
That's
and
good.
you have to, because then if you don't, you raise an adult that
That's good.
doesn't have self-control.
No, that's good parenting right there. And I think that's how you teach it because, I mean, a lot of people, the only thing they hear is, don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is correct.
Which is okay.
But
okay, now how do I...
What do I do?
Yeah, if I don't do that, what do I
do?
when I feel this way?
And address the why are they doing that?
That's good.
You know?
That's good. And you know, the Bible even talks about that. It's my version of it.
Yeah.
But the Bible talks about the fact that it's better for a man to have self-control than for a city to be completely guarded and safe.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So, you know, the any man, the Christian or not Christian, you know, when you have self-control, it develops your character and develops also your leadership, and it also develops a sense of respect from other people because people know this guy doesn't lie.
Yeah.
This guy is not going to cheat me. This guy, you know, is going to be out front.
Yeah.
And that promotes confidence and trust.
Right, yeah.
In a family and in any environment.
I was just going to say, I think promoting self-control and discipline, it also creates a safe environment within the home and within the family.
Yeah.
Because everyone's learning that it's a value here and it's expected here for us to use self-control.
Yeah.
With ourselves, with each other.
Yeah.
And that alone in itself is a discipline that you have to work at.
That is
and
a
you
big
have
one.
to, and mom and dad have to do it,
Yeah.
just like the kids have to do
Yeah.
it. And when you fail at it, you go and apologize
Yeah.
and you make it right.
And you keep growing in it.
And that's discipline.
Yeah,
That's self-control, you
That's
know.
good.
But yeah, you're right. It develops strong character
Yeah.
and integrity, which is, you know, is huge. Christian or not. Character and integrity, like you need that as a person.
Gotta have it. that we need it. Let's put it this way.
Yeah,
everyone.
everyone needs it.
So
That's
anyhow,
right.
this kind of basically wraps up our series on protecting the family
man,
and
this one's
keeping
so
the family
good.
safe.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of things, priorities. We talked about meals together. We talked about social media. We talked about a lot of issues. And how to deal with that as a family in order to be able to protect your children, your marriage, your family structure. But anyhow, it's a great topic, and I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I hope you tell
for sure.
somebody,
Yeah.
share it with somebody.
Yes, and I just want to
Let
say,
them know.
I just want to say one last thing since we're closing out this like little series, and you have it at the bottom of your notes here that the biggest thing you can do amongst all these things we talked about is having God and Jesus at the center.
That's number one.
Of your marriage and
Yeah.
at the center of your family,
Yeah.
and praying that over your family, praying that over your marriage, and Because when you do that and God is a part of it, then God helps you process all these things.
Totally.
Because he helps you prioritize, you
That's
know.
right.
So definitely share these episodes with family, friends, you know.
I love it.
Because everybody needs help, honestly, with their families and their marriages.
Yes. Believe me, everybody
does. Yeah. So, but we're happy you guys were able to join us for this one, and we'll be back next week with some fresh
Have a great
content.
week.
See you next week.
Bye.